Good morning, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful morning stay in your hotel. I am Stella Marie and I will be your tour guide throughout this adventure. On behalf of Happy Travel and Tours, welcome to China. Now remember the word safe. S for synchronize your time and mind so you will never left behind. The time is now 8:32 in the morning. Next is letter A. Always wear your face mask to avoid the spread of the viruses. Next is letter F. Frequently check your belongings and never leave it unattended. Next is letter A. Ensure that you have your water bottle because we have a long, tiring and enjoyable tour. One more thing is that please be responsible enough with your garbages. Please fasten your seatbelt as we proceed to our first stop. Let's go! Welcome to the Great Wall of China. It is one of the greatest sites in the world and the longest wall in the world. The Great Wall of China is the largest man-made project. It is a system with fortified walls with a roadway along the top. Constructed as a defense for China against the nomads of the regions that are now Manchuria and Mongolia. They were originally built to protect China from the invaders from the north. The wall stretched for over 8,851 kilometers or 5,500 miles. Construction of the wall started from 5th century BC. The Great Wall of China has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1987. It is a World Heritage Site that provides significant physical evidence of the far-sighted political, strategic thinking, mighty military defense forces of Central Empires to ancient China, and is an outstanding example of the superb military architecture, technology, and art of the ancient China. Great Wall of China offers a wide range of topography, allowing all of you to traverse kilometers of breathtaking scenery. Walking in here without doubt, one of the most popular activities you would love to do.
And now let's move on to our next destination. Forbidden City. It is the Chinese imperial palace from the Ming Dynasty to the end of Qing Dynasty. It is located in Beijing, China. For almost 500 years, it served as the home of emperors and their household, as well as the ceremonial and political center of Chinese government. Forbidden refer to the fact that no one can enter or leave the palace without emperor's permission. It was built in 1406 to 1420. The complex consists of 900 buildings. Construction lasted 14 years and required more than 1 million workers. The material used include whole logs of rare Pavilion wood, golden bricks, and blocks of marbles. The Palace Museum in the Forbidden City molds more than 1 million rare and valuable artworks, a sixth of total number of cultural relics in China. The collection includes ceramic, paintings, calligraphy, bronze, timepieces, jade pieces, ancient books, and historical documents. Some of the valuable collection include the Tam Sweeping Day Riverside painting, the Eternal Territorial Integrity Gold Cup, and the Lan Kailung Glaze Base. The Forbidden City was declared as World Heritage Site in 1987 by UNESCO. It was listed by UNESCO as the largest collection of preserved ancient wooden structure in the world. The Forbidden City was declared as World Heritage Site as it reaches 4 out of 10 criteria.
The first criterion, the imperial palaces represent masterpieces in the development of imperial palace architecture in China. Second criterion, the architecture of imperial palaces complexes, particularly in Xinjiang, exhibits an important interchange of influences of traditional architecture and Chinese palace architecture. Third criterion, the imperial palaces bear exceptional testimony to Chinese civilization at the time of the Ming and Qing dynasty, being true reserve of landscape, architecture, furnishing, and objects of arts, as well as carrying exceptional evidence of the living traditions. Fourth criterion, the imperial palaces provide outstanding example of the greatest palatial architectural symbol in China. They illustrate the grandeur of the imperial institution from Qing dynasty to the earlier Ming and Yuan dynasty as well as mansion traditions. Also, it has integrity and authenticity. The designated property area includes all elements embodying the values in the creativity, influence, historic evidence, and architectural exemplar, with the historical scale, architectural types, and other components, as well as the techniques and artistic achievements of the Chinese palace buildings.
Welcome to the Museum of the First Qin Emperor. You have Wuxi Leia Chandel Bandola, your tour guide for today, and it's my pleasure to be of service to you. This museum is located in Lintou District, Xi'an, Shaanxi Province of China. It was constructed over 38 years from 246 to 208 before Christ era, and is situated underneath a 76-meter tall tomb mound shaped like a truncated pyramid. It was declared by UNESCO until 1974 the first unifier of China buried surrounded by the famous terracotta warriors. The mausoleum is a heritage site because of the information it gives historians about their daily life in the Chinese Qin dynasty. The figures show armor and weapons, and the tomb contains many real artifacts such as chariots, weapons, pottery, and the human remains of workers who built it. The terracotta army was built by the subjects of Qin Shi Huang, first emperor of the Qin dynasty and China's 2133-year imperial era. According to records of the grand historians, Qin Shi Huang ordered construction of his mausoleum to begin when he took the throne of the Qin state in 246 before Christ. He dug through 3 layers of groundwater and poured in bronze for the outer coffin. Palaces and scenic towers for 100 officials were constructed, and the tomb was filled with rare artifacts and wonderful treasure. Ascending to the throne at 13 years of age, Emperor Qi Shi Huang started planning for his rule in the afterlife almost immediately, and this is what led to the construction of the mausoleum.
Welcome to the Longming Grutus of China. Before going in and discover the beautiful site of Longming Grutus, let me tell you something first about this heritage site. The Longming Grutus is located to the both sides of the Yi River to the south of the Asian capital of Luoyang, Henan Province. In the year 2000, it was listed and recognized by the UNESCO as one of the heritage sites in China. It is listed of the UNESCO as one of the heritage sites in China because of the sculptures of the Longming Grutus are outstanding manifestation of human artistic creativity, and also it illustrates the perfection of a long-established art form which was to play a highly significant role in the cultural evolution in this region of Asia. The high cultural level and sophisticated society of Tang Dynasty China are encapsulated in the exceptional stone carvings of the Longming Grutus. Furthermore, great efforts had been made to maintain the historical appearance of the cave and preserve and pass on the original Buddhist culture and its spiritual and aesthetic function, while always adhering to the principle of retaining the historic condition. Welcome to the Temple of Heaven, an imperial sacrificial altar in Beijing. The Temple of Heaven, founded in the first half of the 15th century. It is dignified complex of fine cult buildings set in gardens and surrounded by historic pine woods in its overall layout and that of its individual buildings. It symbolizes the relationship between earth and heaven, the human world and the God's world, which stands at the heart of the Chinese cosmogony, and also the special role played by the emperors within the relationship. In 1998, it was listed and recognized by the UNESCO as one of the heritage sites in China. The Temple of Heaven is a masterpiece of architectures and landscape design which simply and graphically illustrate a cosmogony of great importance of the evolution of one of the world's greatest civilization, and also the symbolic layout and design of the temple had a profound influence on architecture and planning in the Far East over many centuries. Furthermore, for more than 2,000 years, China was ruled by a series of feudal dynasties, the legitimacy of which is symbolized by the design and layout of the Temple of Heaven. The Temple of Heaven and its ancient buildings are well preserved, and also the attributes such as the landscape, layout, and historic buildings are preserved either as built originally or as reconstructed in the Qing dynasty. The general layout and architectural features of the property vividly and distinctly demonstrate the traditional Chinese philosophical ideas, cosmogony, sacrificial rituals, and scientific and artistic achievements, as well as genuinely reflects the political and cultural concepts and historic characteristics at that time.